Kia ora and welcome to Canterbury Live. It's Wednesday, 25th of June. Is it your birthday today? If it is, many happy returns from the Canterbury Live team. You share it with three very happy chappies. First up, Tim Finn, there he is. Can you remember him like that? I can. Split ends. That was a very young Tim Finn. He is 62 today. He was born Brian Timothy Finn. He has an OBE and of course he's a New Zealand singer, and he started with the rock band Split Ends with his brother. And he's had a number of solo albums, and he was also part of Crowded House for a little while. He's also had a joint venture with his brother Neil, the Finn Brothers, and he's married with 2 children. Many happy returns today. Next up, very funny man, Ricky Gervais. He is 53, and there he is as his funny character Brent from The Office, which he created, and then of course it went on to the subsequent series of extras. He's hosted the Golden Globe Awards consecutively between 2010 and 2012. Of course, there was a little bit of a controversy with that as he did, take the mick out of a few of the celebrities, but hey, they invited him back, so he must be doing something right. He's won 7 BAFTA Awards, 5 British Comedy Awards, and in 2010 he was named on the Time 100 list of the world's most influential people. Not bad at all. Next up, 51 today, it's George Michael, and that's exactly how I remember when he first started out with Wham! Amazing, and I even had my t-shirt there, Wake Me Up For a Go-Go, with my fluoro socks. Too cool. And now he's one of the world's best-selling music artists. Michael has sold more than 100 million records worldwide as of 2010. He's had 7 #1 singles. He has, though, unfortunately struggled with his drug addiction and some little meetings in toilets, but happily he's moved forward from there now. Well, we hope so anyway. So many happy returns to the 3 gentlemen. Now, coming up on today's show, we head out to Rangirevet. We meet a very special little chap. He's had a very unfortunate start to his life. Pete Smith is in, and we're talking the Press Cup. And of course, this weekend, it's the Home and Leisure Show. So we'll be finding out all about the goodies that are on there. But first up, I'm joined by a very special guest who is a recipient of an award, and it's Dr. Brendan Bradley. Congratulations.
Good afternoon.
Now, I'll make sure I get this right. It's the Shamsha Prakash Foundation Research Award.
Yep, that's correct.
Pretty impressive title there.
Yeah.
Tell us about the award firstly.
Yeah, the award is in the general area of geotechnical engineering, which may have a sort of specialty in geotechnical earthquake engineering, which is one of my research fields. And it's given internationally to 1 researcher a year under the age of 40. And so it has a 24-year history starting back in 1990.
And you've been one of the youngest, well, you are the youngest recipient.
Yeah, so I'm only 28, so I sort of easily get under the 40 barrier. So.
Just a babe.
Yeah, just an early one, yeah.
So obviously you're very modest about it, but how did you become the winner this year?
Well, I sort of started civil engineering in 2007 and then specialised in earthquake engineering when I became a postgraduate student in 2009. And then after finishing my PhD, I worked at GNS Science for a year in Wellington. And then I came back to the Department of Civil and Natural Resource Engineering at University of Canterbury in 2010. I spent just over a year living in Japan as a sort of postdoctoral fellow. And then I've been back in Christchurch ever since, experienced the Christchurch earthquakes firsthand, and also happened to be experiencing the Tohoku earthquake, the magnitude 9 earthquake in 2011 as well.
So that was part of your study?
Yeah, after you finish a PhD, we have what's called a postdoctoral study, so post your doctorate, and that was the year I spent living in Japan. Basically a chance for me to get significant research with overseas researchers and really just try and build those international links, which are critical for us to be successful and make sure that we don't live in isolation here in New Zealand and we're really learning the lessons at the same rate as the rest of the world.
How surreal is it, Brendan? Obviously you're studying about engineering and the earthquakes, and then you're right in amongst it.
Yeah, well, obviously, that we study these natural hazards and they're tragic in one sense, but we have to remember that in order to make them less tragic in the future, we need to learn as much as we can from them. So to have a significant series of earthquakes quite early in my career is probably relatively advantageous in terms of that I can try and give the most impact possible throughout my lifetime. So there's obviously significant negative effects, and I know many people who have been affected negatively, but I hope that through my professional role I can make some significant differences.
So what inspired you to dig deeper into the study then?
Yeah, I think it's really that, unlike some areas which we sort of take for granted, earthquake engineering has a long way to go, and it's not through lack of trying, it's just that we're trying to understand things which happen 10 kilometres under the ground. We've got no real good ways of trying to measure those things those earthquakes that are happening directly. So there's a whole lot of problems which are extremely complicated, and I think that complexity and the fact that in order to try and solve these problems we really need to bring together a whole range of different ideas. Those are all the kind of things that make earthquake engineering particularly exciting, and it's really a way to tie in mathematics and physics into real world application rather than deal with them in a sort of abstract manner.
You lived in Japan, so how did you find that, obviously with the Japanese earthquake?
Yeah, it was kind of surreal, obviously, having earthquakes both in Christchurch and Japan. It was really quite different. Obviously, the feeling of the earthquake themselves were quite different. The Christchurch earthquakes lasted, although they were extremely strong, they lasted only for about 10 or maybe 15 seconds for that first earthquake in September 2010. The earthquake in Japan, because it was magnitude 9, it lasted somewhere on the order of about 3 or 4 minutes. So you're really talking about completely different sort of feeling. Fortunately, buildings in Tokyo are extremely well constructed, so despite the very strong ground shaking, there was relatively little damage in Tokyo itself, although obviously the Tohoku earthquake and its tsunami affected significant areas of the eastern coast of Japan further north of Tokyo. So there was a significant different feeling from that perspective. Of course, I was interested both to try and understand the Japan earthquake, but then at the same time, being a New Zealand native, my heart was really in trying to understand the Christchurch earthquake. So although I was in Japan for the year, I was definitely doing a lot of work related to the Christchurch earthquakes, and I think a lot of some of the successful research that we've done as a result has come from those investigations.
Engineering has become quite vogue now, for obvious reasons. What budding advice can you give to someone that's wanting to get into the field? Yeah,
really, I think one of the good things about engineering in general, and not just civil engineering in particular, is really it's a way to be applying the sciences directly and affecting the economic and social fabric of New Zealand, and really that's a way that we can make sure that New Zealand goes forward.
Brendan, well done, and congratulations on the award.
Great.
And some wonderful advice for our budding engineers out there in Canterbury and further afield.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Stay with us after the break, talking about quakes, the houses. Well, we have, of course, the Home and Leisure Show this weekend.
Join us tonight at 6 for DW World News. Informative, lively, international news, breaking stories and global developments. DW News, weekdays at 6 p.m, right here on CTV.
Yuck, look at all this moss and lichen. I'm not getting up there, not in these heels. Time to call Mossbuster.
Mossbuster is a no-bleach, non-abrasive, biodegradable solution that has over 35 years of proven results. You can buy Mossbuster online for less than half the cost of other well-known products and can be yours for less than $1 a litre. You just spray it on and let Mother Nature do the rest, or Mossbuster can do it for you. Check out our website or call the Mossbuster crew for a free quote. Mossbuster, 0800 88 1000.
Christchurch has its very own enchanted utopia, the Hitching Post. Pop in and see for yourself. A magical assortment of handmade creations, custom-made candles and artwork. Choose from our huge range of water features, garden art and imported giftware. Specialists in handcrafted metal artwork made in store. Nestled on 722 Marshlands Road, the Hitching Post, defining art our way.
3799 Remember the nights, go Blue Star.
Blue Star Taxis has been servicing the Canterbury region for over 80 years. Canterbury owned and operated with a passion for providing safe, reliable public transport in Christchurch to Cantabrians and visitors to our city. Home safe every time with Blue Star Taxis.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring moving company.
Oi!
Be watching CTV News first at 5 and you could win up to $5,000 every week with CTV's cash giveaways. For more information, visit our website and be watching CTV News first at 5.
Welcome back to Canterbury Live. Now, this weekend is the Star Home and Leisure Show. Now, it's a huge event, and to call my next guest an event organiser doesn't really do it justice, does it, Monique? It's like the mega event. I can't even comprehend what it must be like to put something together like that.
There's a lot of exciting elements that all come together, and yeah.
A big team?
A big team. Big team. Yes, you certainly need it. Great support crew. So,
okay, let's whet everyone's taste buds and give them a little bit of a sneak of what's going to be happening this weekend. We have different seminars, don't you, throughout the days?
Yes.
Cool.
Each day there's some seminars. We've got Rosine coming in talking about colour and confidence with colour.
There we are. Great.
Fantastic. We've got some live cooking demonstrations, which is run by a MasterChef finalist, Beck Stanley, so that will be something worth attending, and she's doing 3 of those over the day. We've got how to save money on your mortgage if you're renovating, so and Sarah are doing a future Christchurch seminar as well, so there'll be a lot of informative information about the city that we're rebuilding, so yeah.
Cool, and Beck Stanley, now she's in Ashburton too, she's got a restaurant down there and she's fantastic, so get along there, amazing chef. The real bones of things though, we've got a home, we're building, we're renovating. Where do we go? We go to the Star Home and Leisure Show, don't we?
It is definitely. We've pulled together everything you can possibly dream of, and hopefully a little bit more, under one roof for the 3 days. So I find that the biggest thing that people enjoy about attending the show is what you can achieve in a couple of hours rather than racing around. There's so much information. The exhibitors are all there to help. They're really helpful. They have some really good show specials, so you save a lot of time and a lot of money.
We like that.
Yeah, and you can get from flooring through to roofing and everything in between sorted over the 3 days. So.
And they'll have products with them as well, so you can see firsthand, because there's one thing, as you said, you go onto a website, you don't get to actually touch it and look up close. So that's the beauty of going to the Star Home and Leisure Show, isn't it? There's
a lot of demonstrations and to be able to ask the questions and compare products within a reasonable time frame and things. Yep, so it's a big key to the success of the show, really, for a lot of individuals that are building and renovating. Now, let's talk about some offers, because it's obviously for the family, and it runs over Friday, Saturday and Sunday from 10 till 5. So I see here that it's free Friday and half price Saturday and Sunday. Is that right, an offer? Yep, our entry fee is $8, and thanks to KiwiBank, it's free Friday and half price Saturday and Sunday. So a couple can come with 2 children for only $8 for the family. And within the Star, you'll find some coupons, or just mention that you're wanting to take up the KiwiBank offer and free Friday, half price Saturday, Sunday. Excellent. And you spoke of the Star, and today in the Star, there's actually the schedule available for you. But on Friday, there'll be the coupons there. That's correct. Yep. Wonderful. So there's a coupon in the Star today, and also again on Friday. But in the Star today, you'll find a list of all of our exhibitors and the products and the savings and things. So lots and lots of good reasons to come along, all in the Star today. So Monique, you're covering all bases, right from the finance through to the actual purchasing of items. Who's new this year that we haven't seen in other years? Well, starting from scratch, we've got a property, a new subdivision in Christchurch, Ravenswood. Now, they've got a fantastic offer for everyone coming through the door. I don't want to give away too much there, but it could save you $5,000. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so new home builders, solars, there's some new quake-related products. We've also got the leisure element, which is quite exciting because I think lifestyles have become very important to people now. So we've got camper vans, boats, spa pools, all the
spa pools.
Yes.
We like spa pools.
We do. In fact, we are giving away a spa pool as well. So
that's right, and that's thanks to Seasons, isn't it? 4 Seasons are giving it away. That's very generous. 4 Seasons
Home and Leisure. So at the end of the show, there's an exit survey. Just let us know your thoughts, what you enjoyed, what you'd like to see next year, and you go into the draw to win a 4 Seasons spa pool valued at $6,000. So
simple as that. And I believe there's also even boats and camper vans.
Indeed, yep. So that's the leisure element. I think people have sort of re-evaluated their lives and priorities, and holidays within New Zealand I think are becoming quite popular, although we've got some great overseas specials as well. So the camper vans and boats and that lifestyle element, people are working hard, playing hard.
Exactly.
So we're catering to everybody.
And you did right. I think if anything over the last few years, people are really appreciating home and family and spending more time, aren't they? So what a perfect, under one roof, as you so eloquently put it, the Star Home Leisure Show really gives them a taste of everything. And how about, we're a bit hungry. Is there going to be a cafe and things like that?
Yes, there's 2 cafes there. V-Base have a tuck shop, which is fabulous. And we've also got a cafe which just allows people to have a bit of a break, something to eat and drink and rest before they finish the show. So, yep, certainly well looked after with food and coffees too.
Well, Monique, thank you so much. And I just wanted to thank you for giving us the generous double passes that we have to give away to our viewers. So we have 6 double passes to give away to the Star Home and Leisure Show. All you need to do is simply call Marianne now on 03 3777 033. That's 03 3777 033. Thanks, Monique. All the best for this weekend. I'm sure it'll be fab. Now stay with us after the break. We have Pete Smith right here on the couch, and we're talking Press Cup.
Join us this weekend as we bring you all the stories that captivated us over the past week. CTV Newsweek in Review, Saturday and Sunday at 5, only on CTV.
The Hearst Auto Dismantler's premises has been sold. We apologise for any inconvenience.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
CTV News and Weather, first at 5. Be the first to find out about the rebuild, local politics, business, sports, culture and community. CTV News and Weather, first at 5, only on CTV.
Welcome back to Canterbury Live, and I must say we've got a stand, CTV, down there at the Home Leisure Show, and from 11 to 1 on Sunday you'll meet Pete Smith.
Yeah. Red and
Mr.
Black
Red and Black
will be there.
Sport.
Yeah, which will be great. Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you for giving up your time there. Busy weekend then for you, Pete.
Checks in the mail.
Rightio, let's cut to it.
Right.
Press Cup, what's happening?
I just think, firstly, I think it's wonderful for CTV to have something like the Press Cup. It's great for our viewers. The feedback we get is tremendous. And basically what we do is we showcase the finest first 15s around the region. And we're blessed. It was an initiative taken by the Canterbury Rugby Union some 15 years ago that they would set up a Crusader type thing. So we go from Nelson down to Timaru. Unfortunately, the West Coast has dropped off, which is a pity, but it's just logistically too hard for them. Right. So we get to see the best first 15s going around. And there's still, if you watch the coverage, and I'm privileged enough to be able to call it, the passion and the pride in the haka alone. You know, it still means a lot to be a member of a first 15 for your college or school, which is great. I don't know that they're idols perhaps as much now as perhaps some of, the arts and whatnot have taken over a wee bit, but it's the ultimate for some of them to make it. And of course that's where the strong Canterbury side comes from, it's where the Crusaders come from, it's where the All Blacks come from. And it's amazing in our coverage the amount of requests we get from agents who want to buy DVDs from around the country. So they're looking for talent the whole time.
You're doing the work for them, mate.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's great. There's a pathway now for a rugby player, which is great. And they're being spotted by agents. And, Canterbury Rugby Union work very hard to keep them here, but you can't have them all.
No, and it's a career.
It is, well, yeah, it really is. It might be a short-term career, but it's the benefits are pretty good, which never used to be there in my day, for argument's sake, but so good on them. But it's an interesting competition this year, in so much as there's normally been a couple of really dominant colleges or schools. This year, everybody seems to be on a slightly equal playing field where they're rebuilding, and we've had some shock results. I mean, we really have. Christchurch Boys High School went up and took on Nelson College in Nelson, beat them by a point. St Bede's, who are always a perennial semi-finalist normally, get tipped up by Timaru Boys High School at home here in Christchurch last weekend. So anyone can beat anyone, and it's really an exciting competition. Interesting thing with the Press Cup too, there is another associated competition there, and that is for the co-ed schools. So the likes of now St Andrews is co-ed, for argument's sake, Inside High School, Ashburton High. They play, whilst they play in the Press Cup and want to win the Press Cup, they also have a competition within the competition to go on and be in the top 4 co-ed schools in New Zealand. So it puts a bit of bite into it. They might not be going to win the Press Cup, but boy, they're trying pretty hard to be the top co-ed school, so it's really good.
It's a tough question for you, Pete, because it's so consistent, as you're saying, across the board. Who's your pick for the finals?
Well, a lot will be declared this Saturday, which is Sunday, of course. We show it on Sunday at 12 o'clock and 7:30 on Sunday night, and then again on Thursday.
Nice
real classic game coming up. It's at Christchurch Boys High School on the worst rugby ground in New Zealand. It's a disgrace for Boys High School, premier school like that. So it'll be hard going, it'll be a slog, but Christchurch Boys High will host last year's champions, Marlborough College, who came through and won it last year. So they beat Nelson in the final, so it was very much top of the South final, which is unusual. And so that will be a bit of a sort out. I think Marlborough probably have not lost as many players as others, so it'll be a great game. And if you want to go, it's 12 o'clock actually at Christchurch Boys High School, but you can catch it all here too. Really excited, looking forward to it. Some have dropped away. Christ College are having a poor year this year by their standards.
What's with that? Why?
Just, I suppose it's rebuilding, don't know. St Andrews are going okay, but they've still got the co-ed they can play for, which is good. But we've seen some upsets. I mean, to see Timaru Boys going so well, which is good. Ashburton High School, they're competing a little above their weight, which is great. So I think there's been an influx of workers into Ashburton and into mid-Canterbury. So their sons have come through, and that's strengthened the side. So you tend to think, your Nelson College, your Boys High, your Marlborough College, probably still with plenty to play for, and St Bede's. But you couldn't put money on it just yet.
No.
We're halfway through, so there's a long way still to go before we find out, who will make the top 4, then the sudden death shootout, and then the final.
Rugby's skill, Pete, but isn't attitude a big part of it?
Yeah, well, that's what I say. I think the pride and the passion still to be in the first 15 makes a heck of a lot for them. And, it's great to see the crowds that we get. Is great, and it's not just parents. It's people wanting to have a look at the showcase of secondary school rugby. They turn up and they watch the game, which is great. The feedback we get, poor old Mary Ann out at reception, I think Monday has spent all day sending out DVDs.
All
which
the
is
proud
great.
Families.
Yeah, so we're lucky to have the sponsorship that we've got. I mean, without sponsors we couldn't have brought it, so that's great to have. And I know it's looked forward to. They really do look forward. I do every Saturday. I get excited, go to bed with my boots on actually. But
There's a
they're
picture.
very old boots.
And your onesie.
Y front.
Jeepers creepers, Pete, settle down there.
Well, it could have been a jockstrap, but it's not. Nice.
So you're going nude with your boots.
Yeah.
What's after all these years, what's your one highlight, do you think, of all these years?
A highlight, I know, it's hard to say, I suppose, but, I remember a very young Dan Carter, came from Southbridge High School, came to the Boys High, probably overawed by the occasion. He was a standout player. We didn't see McCaw because he played in the Southern Zone. But no, there's been some wonderful, young Mertz, for argument's sake. He was a cheeky little bugger even at high school, and he never lost it. There's some class acts around, there really have been, and, we're blessed.
Well, speaking of cheek, Pete, you want to see this cheeky chap, check him out on Red and Black Sport. Well done, mate.
Thank
and good
you.
luck for this weekend.
And you're going to Wellington.
Wellington, go
Watch
the
the
Crusaders.
Hurricanes, they
I
make me
know. Now we're out to Rangiora Vet. Thank you so much for joining me today on Canterbury Live. We'll see you tomorrow.
Today at the Rangiora Vet Centre, Martha meets Geordie, who had a tragic start to life, but is now doing much better in a loving home.
Hello, Geordie. How are you doing? Hi, you're a big man. You've left us a wee present in there. That's okay. That's okay. We'll get the girls to sort that out. Come here, darling. There we go, mate. Just take your time. You come out when you feel like it. George. There we go. I'm just going to leave you with Mum, and I'm going to pop that box through the door. You just give that to me, and I'll get them to. Thanks. Another wee clean out for you. So how long ago did he have his surgery for his ears?
He never has. Somebody actually.
Oh, I remember him.
As a kitten, he had them cut off, and then he was dumped.
Well, you've reached cat heaven as well, haven't you? I do remember you. Yes.
He's only about 3 months at the time, and a lovely lady
on
the Ashley River rescued him.
So don't really know what happened to him, I guess.
No, they were freshly done. Yes, I think somebody's just got a bit handy with the scissors.
Isn't that miserable?
Oh,
so
awful.
Because we do see lots of pussycats with that kind of look, and they've had surgery for skin cancer.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but obviously we give them lots of pain relief and an anaesthetic, which is, hey, you're a handsome boy. And the others have got used to him, the way he looks.
They did. It took a little while because they saw him as putting his ears back at them. Yes, so
that means cross in cat language, doesn't it?
And then he got quite upset and started to get quite a bit aggro with them because they were
not really talking to him. Yes. Good boy. Yeah, you nearly.
They've got a cat
7 kg.
in the garage, so they spend a lot of time in there.
665. Yeah, you are a big boy. You're absolutely perfect to vaccinate today. So same again for you. And then you'll be up to date for a year, and hopefully from your point of view you won't want to see us for another year, will you? Hey? Does he get quite stressed in the car on the way here?
No, actually they were all pretty good. There was a little bit of meowing to start with, but hardly anything. Yeah. No, he's pretty good. He's purring now.
Getting settled in there. Hey? Hear you. You've got your motor running, haven't you? Hey? Okie dokes. So, I'll put the flu in the right. You must have had a few of these in your time, sweetheart. Hey? Good boy, big rub. Hey. Good boy. Just in your left hand. What a good man. Oh, big rub. There we go, handsome man. You're going to hop in there? Quite tough these. I quite like them. That means they're not going to pop open in the car park.
Yes,
you know
exactly,
what I mean? That's my worst nightmare, is that somebody goes for a wee wander around the car park and out onto the road.
I always put the door towards his stomach just in case.
Geordie is off home now to run around outside and enjoy life. Join us next week when Sophie meets Max, who is coming in to be neutered.